Yo, what's guys, when I'm fired here, back from the video, and today we're going to be hopping into a Madden 23 defense. I haven't done defense in a while, so I'm going to bring you guys probably a lot of defenses the next coming week, because we've been doing a lot of offense. Main reason for that is Gronk spiked my other controllers, so I only have one controller right now, which makes defensive videos a little bit tough because the CPU. If I'm running a blitz, they'll try and do some stupid stuff before I get the play off, or who knows. But I will get another controller. Trust, but that's what 2K will do to you. And yep, now we're gonna be in the double A gap, double mug, whatever you want to call it today. This is out of Tampa Bay's defensive playbook. Tampa Bay, what you can do is of course get safeties here in personnel wise if you would like. Zayvon Collins, will rock with him. And then you want probably some faster guys on the edge for when you do run the blitz. We're going to be running a kind of a bluff blitz, more coverage based, but you of course can go with that blitz at any time, which is why it's nice to have those fast guys in position for when you do run it. As far as everything else, you can just kind of leave these the same. We're going to run a basic default defense. The play we're going to run is linebacker blitz 3. Now I might show you a way you can kind of blitz out of it. It's not the best, but you still can get a little bit of pressure, I think. So we might show that a little bit, but we're going to focus in on the coverage a little bit. Now the play we're going to go ahead and run is going to, let's just call it fade out back wheel. Now I can't audible between different stuff, so if I do want to switch, I'll have to back all the way out, which I probably will do to show run defense and things like that. But all I like to do is really pinch the whole defense, and I actually like to no, I would probably just press and then go ahead and spread your defensive line, and that's really all I would do. Now, who do I use? I like to use the guy right here for the bluff blitz. If I was running the actual blitz, I would use their Zayvon Collins, but we're going to use their Banjo here. And in this case, all I'm going to do is shade over the top, and what we can do is we have an extra 5 men rushing, 4 men with our user, and we're just going to probably man up someone. So you can man up the tight end over here, you could man up the running back. I'll man up the running back in this case since we have a zone right here. And yeah, we're going to rush 3 people actually. So it turns into a 3-man rush. It's very good for bluff pressure. The biggest reason being is he's probably going to block a lot of people. This is a very blitz-heavy formation. A lot of situations you are blitzing most of your people here. So when you do run this bluff blitz, you should expect him to not really be ready for it. So you can definitely catch people off guards. Now I wouldn't rush 3 on a consistent basis, but of course you can mix it in. If you want to get those edge rushers, you could even man up TJ or JJ Watt here. If you have an athletic enough player on the running back, and you would probably still be fine, because now we have Isaiah Simmons getting that edge rush, and you see the pressure is significantly faster. So that can be a difference that you can make. Now you could get an outside linebacker in that DN position, I believe. So you can definitely still get some athletic players where JJ Watt is and be able to not skip a beat in your coverage game. So love to see that. Now I will be switching formations probably as well, so you guys can get some different looks against some other things, but we'll show that again. And again, I would only rush, I would never try and do a 2-man rush. I would always at least be rushing 3, because pressure difference will be significant. But you guys see the coverage is pretty good. I actually do like the stock curl flat zones this year, because if you take a look over here, we have a wheel and we have a hitch. And you notice how the curl flat will always just come down and sit on these routes. This is without zone drops, which I like. Over here, the curl flat defends that wheel pretty well, and everything else is really taken care of. Zayvon Collins here, number 25, is in the 3-rack hook. You see how he actually follows these 2 routes, which not the best route combo, but you guys can kind of get the point. Now, let's say you want to blitz out of this, which of course we kind of mentioned as an option. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to spread your defensive line. You're going to press. What I would do is I would blitz all linebackers, and then I like to use your Zayvon Collins here. Now, what you have to do is you have to hold the attention of one of these guys. So you want to try and do that. The pressure isn't the best, and maybe I can hover in a different spot, which I'm going to try to do on this next play. But that is kind of your path to running the blitz. I might try and stand right here in the middle. See if this makes a difference. Which there you get pressure. Now Isaiah Simmons takes maybe not the best angle, so we're going to try running the blitz without spreading our defensive line, see if that makes a difference, because that could. So we're just going to straight out blitz everybody. No spreading of the D-line here. See if that gives us a better angle for Isaiah, which it does. And there you see quick pressure. So, of course, you're hovering there. It's not any effect on the play. Everything looks the same because you would kind of hover anyway. Now he might be able to tell a little bit of a difference since you move slightly here, but he's probably still expecting some kind of pressure. And if you notice what happened there is, again, really easy. I'm still on the 3-rec. I wasn't even blitzing there, and I wasn't even really ready for him to snap the ball. And I didn't even hover, really. I just kind of stood there, let the ball snap, and then we got the pressure. And again, as long as J.J. Watt's holding the right tackle, which we're kind of doing our job, pulling that right guard away, forcing the right tackle to take J.J. Watt, then we're getting really fast pressure. So again, clearly it seems that not spreading your D-line for this particular case is a little bit better. I know for things like cover one hole, which you guys can't see, my face is blocking it, it would be a good idea to probably spread the D-line. But if you want things to look the same, then you could keep them that way. Now, going up against a different formation, let's go to the tight. Hypothetically, let's go to bench. So if they're running bench, you're going to kind of set everything up the same. Pinch, you don't have to be base aligned if you don't want to. But as far as the bluff blitz coverage, what you're going to kind of do is probably just man up. I would probably man up the slot guy in this case. So I'm going to man up Simmons on Hawkinson likely. And then that leaves really only that left side for me to worry about too much. So I'm just going to kind of fall over here. Now, I might have forgot to shade over the top there. If that is an issue, what you can actually do is you can go with a double flat as well. So if I'm facing tight where it's a lot of corner routes and out routes, we could also throw Isaiah Simmons in a hard flat. So we don't have to worry about that because we know that that corner out really should be defended without motion either way. So now you see everything really accounted for. Zaven Collins plays that corner out deep. Then he actually comes down and plays the running back route. Of course, I'm kind of worrying about the seam with Amon-Ra St. Brown immediately, and then I can go back and use things like Swift, or if there was a backside slant or drag, who knows what the case may be, I would be able to take care of that. So pretty versatile defense from that standpoint, especially with the Isaiah Simmons thing. I wouldn't be against putting him in a hard flat, or you could just, again, man him up on certain players that are always going to the flats. Now, one annoying thing about Isaiah Simmons is you can't man him up on the outside receiver, so I can't man him up on B or X in this case, which is pretty annoying. It is pretty unfortunate how you cannot do that. I'm not sure why, but it is what it is. Realistically, if you wanted to do that, what you could do is just replace the curl flat, which I really dislike the curl flats from this position with Isaiah Simmons. But if you really had to man up B, this could be what your option would be, which I don't hate. Now, Isaiah Simmons just doesn't get back there far enough, so he really only ends up playing like a hard flat. Like, look, he's in a deep zone, and he really only plays the out route, so it's almost useless from that standpoint. So that is why I would probably advise against it in some situations, but if you had to and if you wanted him to defend short things, that would actually be a good option to go to. So we'll show it one more time. Again, if I were manning up Hawkinson, and you also could use your Zaven Collins here, in rush 4 if you would like. I don't hate that adjustment, but you do kind of have to play a wider range of things. And again, you see he ends up open. So that is why we would probably stick with those first couple setups we went through. Now, let's talk about the run defense. Now, run defense is a little bit interesting, and there is kind of a situation that I want to talk about as well. Not necessarily just for the run defense, but for cover one, if you don't know, what you would probably do is go with, if I was playing a super high level Bluff Blitz cover one, what I would do is I would cancel the baseline press like this, and now it looks kind of like man coverage a lot. Now, out of cover one, the guy you usually use is going to be one of these safeties. So I would probably be using Thompson, just get in the box like this. Now, for cover 3, it's not the best, and I accidentally blitzed Zaven Collins, but it's a little bit interesting. What are you going to do? You probably got to inside third him. Now, it's honestly not going to work, so what you would have to do is probably turn in one side into man coverage. So probably what I'm going to go through here is I'm going to turn the left side straight up into man coverage. There's 2 receivers on the left, 3 on the right, so that's why we're going to man up the left. We're just going to probably play like this, honestly. Now, we can definitely address some of the guys deep, so I'm probably going to man up TJ Hawkinson in this situation just to kind of get him out of the way, and I'd probably go cloud flat so that the running back flat is taken care of a little bit more. But this is the situation you have to where if B is deep, I feel like he's taken care of, and obviously my assignment is to play deep, but I can use other things underneath. Now, we are playing the run here, but that would be your good setup to bluff cover 1. Again, I'm canceling the baseline, pressing, spreading my D-line, and then I would probably man up Hawkinson with Isaiah Simmons. And for whatever reason, in this case, I can actually, never mind, I guess. For whatever reason, I thought it allowed me to man up on B now, but that's not the truth. And I would probably, again, man up both these guys on the left and just run it like this. And he's probably thinking, oh, it's man coverage. He looks over on the right, and it's not. But just, you see the run defense here. It's really good. Inside zone is very difficult against this. You have to really, if you wanted to run the ball really against this, what you would have to do is audible down to something like a stretch and try and do that. Stretch and dive would be better against this. Inside zone is really not good, especially if you're using Thompson here. Run defense could maybe get a little bit icky if you're using someone like Banjo and you want to stay hovered here, because then they run the ball and you can't really do a whole lot with your user. You see, I'm just kind of stuck, and boom, it's an easy gap. So that is where it could be tough. And that's where I don't actually hate running your play like this, just kind of hovering here, because if I'm hovering here, I have a chance to actually get out, maybe shoot a gap like there. You see, I'm actually able to shoot the gap, whereas the first alignment, I'm not really able to do anything. But overall, it's going to do a video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys drop a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel down below. Let me know what defenses you want to see next. And peace. I'm out of here.